Hello, friends. Mason here. As recently as this afternoon, when I was sitting at lunch, I was listening to some news reports, and they were going on and on still about women threatening to shave their heads. And I want to reach out to those women. I want to talk to you directly because I want to tell you my story of shaving my head. I have a bucket list, and shaving my head was on that bucket list. So 2 years ago, I took the plunge and did, in fact, go to the salon and have my head shaved. It was the most empowering and liberating act of self-love I have ever committed. When that hair was being removed and it was falling softly around me, I felt this weight lift from me, this weight of these social constructs and expectations that women have to have hair that's got to be colored and styled and fashioned, and it is part of your look. It's your crown, it's your tiara. It's so important to our personal identity, and I get that. But just once I wanted to try it and see how it was. I wanted to experience that. And after my hair was done and I was walking away from the salon's chair, walking to the counter to pay for it, a man who had been sitting in the waiting area got up and walked across the room and came to me and said, "You look beautiful." I almost fell to the floor. Men don't approach me. I'm not that kind of girl. I know that. I'm not a swimsuit model. I'm not, like the news journalists and reporters on Fox News. They're all these blonde bombshell babes. And no, I'm not that. I'm not. And to have a stranger, come up to me after shaving my head and saying that I looked beautiful, it was absolutely, it was an indescribable feeling, a warm compliment that I never expected. And twice after that, while shopping in stores with Douglas, we were approached by other men on 2 different occasions who said to me that they thought I looked beautiful. They liked my hair. And these were together men. We're talking, clean-cut, well-dressed guys. One of them was really kind of, you could bounce a quarter off that ass. Yeah. And one of them in a parking lot actually got into like a $50,000, $60,000 SUV. So we're not talking schlups here. We're not talking unserious individuals who were poking a joke or, just saying it to be rude or anything. These are seriously sincere men. And it wasn't just that strange men were complimenting me. And that's something that I've almost never experienced in my life. But they were coming forward with confidence and sincerity that real men, not whiny, emasculated, effeminate men, but real men with respect approached me, respectfully and sincerely complimented me, and that meant everything. It wouldn't have mattered to me how my hair looked, but to have these decent men come to me and say this, it was so important. But I didn't shave my head on the off chance that I would get compliments or attention. I didn't shave my head for any reason other than it was on my bucket list. It was something that I wanted to experience as a human, as a living, breathing person. I wanted to experience this. And it wasn't necessarily for any other reason than it was on my bucket list. But if you want to shave your head, I cannot encourage you enough. Get up right now. Go to the nearest salon. Don't do it yourself. You could hurt yourself, and if you don't do it right, it's going to suck. Go to your nearest salon. Have them shave your head. You will not be able to overcome that beautiful, loving experience that you are expressing to yourself. That's the positive side to shaving your head, my story. The negative side to all of this threatening to shave your head is You have to understand, which I'm sure you already do, that nobody gives a fuck. That shaving your head affects absolutely nobody but yourself. You are choosing to do something to yourself, something drastic to yourself, because you're mad about some election? What is wrong with you? You don't need your head shaved, you need your head examined. And I know that might sound cold and cruel to some people, but we have to stop coddling the mentally infirm. They need help. We need to go to them and tell them that they need the help. Please, for your sake and the sake of your loved ones, get the help that you need. Because nobody is going to fall at your feet or fall on a sword and beg your forgiveness for whatever part they may or may not have played in Harris losing the election. Nobody is going to do that, because you are one drop of water in an ocean of humans. What you do to yourself affects you and only you. Nobody is going to think you are noble. Nobody is going to think that you are pious. Nobody is going to think that you are martyring yourself. It's temporary. In 6 weeks, you're going to have your hair back. And you're going to love the different, as it grows out, and it gets like a little here and then maybe a little longer and then a little longer. And then you can start testing out different styles at, different lengths, and then kind of figure out maybe you look better in some other styles than you thought, right? It is a mental health issue, and this speaks to the mental health crisis that we are facing as a nation. If you're saying you're not going to sleep with men, why? Do you think every single American man voted for Trump? Are you that ignorant to think that? Are you so ignorant and so uneducated and so ill that you think abstaining from sex is going to affect anybody in the same way? It's your personal choice. You're not hurting anybody. You're not getting revenge on Harris. But what you are doing is, by abstaining from sex, you are reducing dramatically the chances of you becoming a woman who's going to want an abortion. So you're just feeding into the abortion deal, your body, your rights. That's great. You don't want to have sex, you don't want to have sex. That's great. Just say no. That's up to you. That's a personal choice. That's not a social choice. You're not hurting anybody. You're not affecting anything by making a deeply personal choice about yourself. It speaks to the societal norms of no one having coping skills, and that's acceptable. Everybody being weak-minded. Everybody being thin-skinned. Everybody being incapable of accepting feedback, of being a productive part of society. No, you don't want to be a productive part of society. No, you want to shave your head and abstain from sex. That's personal. That's not public. That's not societal. If you want to affect change, become a politician. Affect change from within. If you want to affect change, peacefully protest. If you want to affect change, become a lobbyist and lobby for change. That's how you make the global impact of change. Monks shave their head all the time. Nobody gives that a second thought. Nuns abstain from sex all the time. It's expected. Really, you are not hurting anybody but yourself. You are making a fool of yourself. You are disrespecting your womanhood, and you are making women look bad. You are making women feel bad that you are setting such a childish, immature example of how women cope with loss. We lose all the time. We lose our loved ones, we lose our pets, we lose our jobs, we lose our weight, we gain it back. You lose your favorite earring. We lose all the time, and we find a way around it. You will be okay whether you like to believe that or not. So if you want to shave your head, oh, lady, I gotta tell you, best decision you'll ever make. And if not, it'll grow back. And until next time, be good and do good for yourself, but for all mankind.